Hello everybody, welcome back to Tycoon Online. It's been about a day and a half, 2 days since the last episode. And yeah, I just wanted to share a progress report of how I'm progressing and also a good way to progress because I'm quite confident that my new starting method of just going premium is working pretty well. As you guys can see, my net income and total expenses are pretty good. Generating 28k for this early in the game is not a bad thing at all. But as you guys can see, how easily we're climbing up the leaderboard with just that little profit. Um, yeah, here is, what is this? Um, 1.3 million. The top guy is about 2.3. Starting about 10 turns behind. That's not too bad because there's a lot of ways for me to catch up. Primarily, the best way I'm thinking of right now is the quest system. As you guys can see, these unlocks happen at these breakpoints of passengers, 150,000, 250,000, 500,000 passengers, and cargo. And I haven't really been aiming for these because, as you guys know, long haul routes don't generate very many passengers per plane. So, for example, the 707-320 is a $80 million plane. It only holds about 5,800 passengers, whereas a Tupolev 124, which as you can see, I'm starting to become a large operator of as of just this turn, can carry about 5,000 just by itself, being only $19 million plane or $18 million plane, meaning it basically carries 4 times as many passengers. So basically, my goal is to start hitting passenger breakpoints now that I have a stable, profitable base. I mean, Tupolev 124s are decently profitable at making 500,000 per plane at this stage in the game. This will decrease to probably around 200,000 later on when the satisfaction and stuff starts falling below. Once this drops too much, basically the plane will no longer be very profitable. Additionally, you know, I can do things still like buy fuel. Um, and as you can see, my service level investment is completely maxed out at uh, 7. I can't make it any higher. And the reason for this is I'm really cutting into my profit to invest in services because I know that this is Air Tycoon Online and the satisfaction is going to become extremely important if you want to play efficiently. What do I mean by playing efficiently is normally my method of playing Air Tycoon Online is simply avoid competition and open up routes, smaller routes, but monopolies. And this is an excellent way to play. The only problem is if people discover that you have low satisfaction, it's very risky because people can just overlap your flights and cripple your your income if they're diligent enough about it. For example, I remember I had one world where there was a team of I think 3 people. This was the first world of Air Tycoon 3 I'd ever played, who discovered that I had low service investment. I think I left it on base, so this was like 25 by like extremely late in the game, like late 1970s, and they discovered that. And what they did is they overlapped literally all of my flights. I kid you not. Each guy picked one base. One guy picked my London base. Another guy picked my New York base. Another guy picked my LAX base, for example. And they literally overlapped every flight they could find. And theirs were more profitable than mine, despite being the same planes, simply because they had more service investment. And I quickly fell into irrelevancy, basically, as my first round of Air Tycoon, discovering how that just stuff works. So you really need to invest in that early, while it's still cheap, because later on it becomes very expensive. Additionally, I'm going to start investing more in London, because I need that to start to climb above 60. The reason for that is I noticed the other guy in London. Let's see if I can find one of his routes so I can show you guys. Uh, yeah, the other guy in London, PWC, I've noticed that he has started to invest. So see, that's 66, and mine is only 60. So I need to basically catch up with him or stay on par with him in terms of name values. My satisfaction is higher. I do not know why. Um, yeah, I cannot tell you why. Maybe the 707 320 is just a nicer plane. Let me take a look at that. No, the 707 320 and 120 have the exact same base satisfaction, so I guess that comes down to services and my service investment. I'm not sure if his service investment is maxed out. Um, and also I noticed, as you guys can see, these routes are so easily just full, despite having multiple layers of competition. Excuse me, a little bit of a morning sniffles, I guess. So I think I'm gonna even add another plane to London to New York when I get the chance. Um, Unfortunately, right now I'm not focused on increasing my profit in that sense, but I'm focused on getting these unlocks. So yeah. On the other hand, I think it's a good time to show the kind of routes I've been making. So as you guys can see, since the last episode, I've been adding a ton of stopovers. The kind of stopovers I've been adding, if I start by the plane, you guys can see a little bit easier, are just decently sized cities um, connecting to London. So for example, uh, if we come on take a look at our London here, you can see I've been connecting to all these cities here. Um, and these are all via stopovers. Not because the route wouldn't be full if the route wasn't a stopover, but because the stopover makes twice as many routes and generates a little bit more money per plane than a direct route would, just a little bit. Um, and later on, I can upgrade these to larger planes when those come out. Probably 747 size planes would fill on these routes. Um, and you guys can see, yeah, I've just been kind of doing simple stopovers. When you're in Europe, stopovers are really easy. You just go from something in Asia around here to London or to your European hub of choice, and then over to the east coast of the United States. Those are the primary routes I've been making. Then the other routes I've been making, as you guys can see, these are all DC-11s, and not only that, they are all leased. And the way I've been getting those, so many leases, is of course leasing or using Tupolev 124s to connect to smaller cities. Now, this is slightly less profitable than the pure 707 method I started with, um, but I think this is a nice hybrid between, premium, quote unquote, with expensive single aircraft to buy, 707s and stuff, to generate the profit rolling, and then to unlock these quests. Uh, so as you guys can see, I'm probably going to hit this breakpoint quite soon, giving me 250,000 extra dollars of cash to work with. And then that I'll be able to use that to probably hit the next cargo checkpoint, giving myself $40,000 worth of cash to keep working with. And yeah, just generally pretty nice. So once there's more progress being able to done when the turn passes, I'll be right back. Welcome back, guys. I rejoin you as the turn passes, and as you guys can see, we suffered a small drop in profit with the increase in advertising and service investment and other expenses. But as our routes, our brand new routes start ramping up, as you guys can see, first turn old routes do not fill up immediately. So yeah, as these guys kind of ramp up to become more and more full, we will have a little bit of a lower profit for a while. Yeah, as you guys see, there's another group of new routes here, which are not sitting near 100% load factor like most of my routes usually do. Even Philadelphia dropped from 100% full thanks to the downtick in competition. But on the bright side, as you guys can see, we have a quest to accept. And I believe what I want to do now with the rest of the money is I think I want to buy some cargo planes. Unfortunately, I can only afford one. Yeah, because I want to hit the next cargo quest, and cargo planes are additionally actually quite profitable just by themselves. So let's go ahead and order one of these guys. I think that should be good, and if we take a look at the cargo routes available, as you guys can see, nobody's been really taking cargo routes very thoroughly at all, which has left routes like Munich just completely open to take. So I think I'm going to take London to Munich cargo, and then London to Luxembourg cargo with another 707F when I manage to get it. And yeah, basically what that will allow is just my cargo quest unlock. As you guys can see, the next one is in just a little bit. I think I need 10,000. And the shorter route I have, which is Milano, I believe, is carrying quite a bit just by itself. Let's see, how much is this? 3,800 tons just by itself. So, I might even hit it just with this Munich route. Uh, but we'll have to see. Uh, yeah, like, maybe if I do Luxembourg, I'll hit it next turn. It occurs to me because Luxembourg is really big. It's a lot closer. The actual route itself will make less money over time thanks to extremely short range routes not scaling very well in terms of profitability. Um, but I shouldn't have a problem with profitability too much for the first turn. Just go ahead and hit that quest. So the next thing I want to do is I want to see if I have any leases available. Also, I should decide because if I do this, I should do it now, right? Because um, it'll save me a lot of time having 2 plane slots this early on. But I'm not sure if I'm gonna stick out in this world yet. I think I am. Given I'm playing with my friend who's down here. As you guys can see, we are easily pulling away with that new quest. We're gonna shoot up to um, what is this place? 7th place, and then with the cargo quest after that, we can probably be looking at 5th before the actual remaining climbing spots are actually quite difficult. Because people are actually quite highly valuable after that, and it'll be some time between each pass. But yeah, I am climbing extremely, extremely quickly, which is, pretty characteristic of my company. Now, I'm going to do a minimum price, just burning through money, basically, just to hopefully guarantee that I do hit that breakpoint next turn. For airplanes, I'm probably going to want DCA 11s if I can afford any leases. 2 I can afford. Very nice. And then the rest of the money, I think I'll just save in the form of fuel. And then next turn, basically, I'll be able to finally get, some other types of aircraft. One thing I'm thinking of doing, but I have not done yet, is starting to use Tupolev 114s as they're the only planes which can reach this kind of range. Now, the interesting thing about using Tupolev 114s is above a certain range, you'll drop to 4 schedules a week. And 4 schedules a week is not very profitable. For example, this guy is running 2 114s. Yeah, I don't know why. Uh, but he is using 2 of them, and as you can see, that makes 10 schedules. So at this range, it's definitely still 10. At some range, I think near its max range, it'll drop to 4 schedules a week, which is no longer profitable at all. So if that happens, my idea is to make it into a stopover, which still gets 4 schedules a week. So for example, London to Mexico City to, for lack of a better example, Istanbul, um, kind of a stopover route would, first of all, it would be valid. And second of all, I'm guessing that it would still be 4 schedules a week, thanks to the route needing to be really quite long to actually drop down to 4 schedules a week. I believe the Tupolev 114 is still the fastest prop plane to have ever been made at Mach 0.63. I mean, that's really close to like some of the jets, like this Mach 0.66, Mach 0.68, which is kind of cool actually, and it's cheap. Um, the fuel efficiency is, of course, of Russian standards, but I mean, the fuel efficiency of even the best played 707s is not great at this point in time. Oh, the IL-18D. I miss this thing. I think there's still some in service IRL, but I remember when I used to even use this plane because I could not tell you why. It's terrible. Do not use the Delicious 18D. Um, Anyways, as you guys can see, I'm progressing well. That's basically all I want to share with you guys. So hopefully you guys enjoy it, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.